Latest comment on YouTube. You are talking too much about your stuff. I thought you will tell us something useful to us. You are bunch of talker. I be bunch of talker. And in today's video, if you're like this guy, might be one you want to skip because it's not our normal actionable advice. But in today's video, if you watch clear to the end, I promise you're going to be more motivated to start your website today than ever before. And number two, finally, we can unveil in this video, what is Project Rexburg? Installing our internet?
Yeah.
So, really good comment from Antoine A on YouTube about a week ago. He says, hey Jim and Ricky, if creating a niche website costs about $1,700 if you outsource all of the writing, and that website could produce $1,000 to $4,000 in revenue in 8 months, then basically, why don't you just get a whole team of people and go with this at scale? Essentially, do you really believe in the recipe that you're teaching in? Now, I've tried in the past at scaling, at just getting a physical office and hiring full-time employees. And what happened, 2 years later is I looked at the books of what's happening in the business, and overhead had ballooned, but the bottom line really hadn't changed, and that was on me. I had great employees who I wasn't giving them the right types of work to push the business forward so that they were earning more than their salaries. And so when I read a comment like this, you're exactly right. That's exactly how I feel right now. And it's time for Ricky and I to really push ourselves forward and do something different with Project Rexburg. Got the sign?
Oh, I got it. You're gonna love this thing.
Here's this sign. Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a little bit gigantic.
It's huge. That's too big for the wall.
I think it's gonna be perfect.
What size is that?
That's 4 feet by 6 feet.
It's as big as the house.
So what exactly is Project Rexburg? Well, essentially we're taking this old 1970s house, turning it into a modern tech office, and hiring college-educated young students to create content for us and build passive income websites at a scale that we could never do on our own. In fact, with this team of writers, we'll be able to write about 200 articles every single month. 6 months ago, Jim calls me up on a Saturday, and he's like, you've got to check out this spreadsheet that I just put together. And it was essentially Project Rexburg. It was, based on how many employees we hire, here's how much it's going to cost, and here's how much content they could produce. And I looked at the numbers and they were really compelling, but my immediate reaction was, we just launched Project 24. We are building 7 niche websites on our own right now. How are we supposed to start forking out $6,000 a month in expenses and manage like 15 employees? How are we gonna make that happen? And I just threw like a bucket of ice cold water on the idea. I was like, no, Jim, we have to stay focused. But as time has kind of passed, I don't know, we reached a moment a few months ago where it was like, both of us just knew, no, this is what we need to do, and we need to not wait any longer. We know that our business model is successful when we do it. Now we need to prove that it can be done by anyone. So we rented our office, we bought 15 desks, 15 chairs, 15 laptops, 15 of everything, and today, here we are, setting up the office, and 11 days from now, the very first articles are going to be produced in the Income School Creator Studio.
Hey, Ricky, come in here.
What's up?
The challenge is to run down the hall, leap over that box, and with a giant belly flop right there. Alright, Ricky!
There's a lot of curves in here. This is the room where our manager can sit down with one of our creators and, kind of work on one-on-one issues that they may have. whatever it may be.
He's being politically correct. We call this room the "you're probably getting fired" room. We hope we never have to use it.
Sometimes it's you just need a little bit of work on something. But this one says employees only. This is more like Jim and Ricky only. This is the room where we stay if we come to hang out at the office for a couple of days. This is also the room where we're going to store stuff related to our websites. If you come in here, you'll see up on the closet shelf right now, we've got this used terrarium somebody gave us. So when you do a website about pets, we're not just making stuff up. We're going to actually do the thing. The creators will be able to get hands-on with whatever the topic is. So when we do pets, here's a terrarium. Whatever the topic is, this room will be the storage room where we keep all the equipment so that our creators can actually get hands-on and test out any equipment that we're going to be reviewing. So pretty awesome.
Okay, here's the deal. I feel like I spent the first several years of my career like doing a good job and working as hard as I could, but always being pretty cautious to not take the big chances. And now Ricky and I just feel like we want to go for broke every day. If there's an opportunity, we want to try it. We're willing to take chances like I've never felt like I could before. So what does this mean for you? It means we get to take the chance for you. We make a lot of websites about our hobbies and stuff because that's what's worked for us in the past. If I'm going to spend 2 months building a website, I don't want to do it about how much do things weigh, a general info kind of website. But that could be a very viable business. We've just never done it before. And this is a way that we can test it. I mean, we can just get the team and say, hey, go after this website, and a week later it's done. Then we try something else the next week and we create a whole website and it's done. We can try different types of niches. We can dump a whole bunch of content all at once. We've never outsourced the writing for an entire website, and now we can test it and we give you the results. That's what's exciting to me about this, is it helps us meet our mission of encouraging and helping other people to provide for their families by creating an online business.
So now you probably want to know what websites we're going to be building in Project Rexburg. And we always share what websites we build, unlike most YouTube channels where they're afraid of copycats. And we've just never been afraid of that because we feel it's really important that we're just extremely transparent and that we can show our work. Now in Project Rexburg, we're actually going to hold off for a little bit. We will be sharing with you exactly what websites we've built, but we're going to wait a little bit because we don't want to give ourselves an extra bump, a head start. And if we send thousands of people over to our brand new websites in the early days, it gives us that extra boost. And we want to be able to test things in as clean an environment as possible. And because of that, we're going to keep it quiet to the general audience. In fact, for the next several months, probably about 6 months, you'll be hearing things like, site number 1 has achieved this level of traffic. Site number 2 earned X number of dollars in the last month. But just know that a few months down the road, you're going to get all the details. Now, during this period of time, we will be sharing all the details with the people in Project 24 because that's a much smaller group and it's our premium group. It's the people who, we've promised complete access to that kind of stuff, and it's not going to hinder our results. So if you really, really, really want to know the details, you can go check it out on the Project 24 podcast that's part of Project 24. Otherwise, just hang tight because it's coming.
All right, it is time to respond to a little FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Anytime you see anything going on in the industry, it's easy to say, this person's going to compete with me. Jim and Ricky are now have a team of people making websites. There's no way I can keep up with that. The good news is you don't have to. There are 640 million active websites online right now. And so if we were to make 10 websites a month, maybe 53 million years from now, we could actually cover the internet. There are just an endless stream of opportunities coming to you if you're playing the internet marketing game. This is the best time we've ever seen for creating passive income websites. We're earning more now, and as far as the monetization go, our passive income websites are earning more than they ever have on the monetization side. On the traffic side of things, Google is finally doing what we've always begged them to do. Keep the junky spam sites out. So if I can just write good content, it will rank. Just doing my best to be helpful to somebody who's typed in that search query into Google. And it's happening. We can write content that's just quality without worrying about backlinking at all, and it's working. So this is the best time ever to be building a passive income website. That's why we're doing this. It's because we absolutely believe that. We're putting our money where our mouth is. And 11 days from now, this place is gonna be full of people in here proving out the things that we want to test and learn. And it's time for you to start your journey, however small that may be. It may be just daring to buy a domain name today, or daring to take one search query and saying, I think I could write something better. So let's get started.